Well, today's date is the 2nd January 2019. My name is Julfikar Snain Chaudhary and I'm going to conduct our speaking test. In this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Can you first tell me your name?
My full official name is Anuththara, but you can call me Anuththara.
Okay, Anuththara, where are you from?
I'm originally from Sri Lanka, but now I'm residing in Bangladesh due to my my father is employed here.
Okay. And what is it like living in this area that you are living
It's
currently?
it's good, but it's a little congested when compared to Sri Lanka. But overall, it's a good country, and my education is going in a good way in this country. So
And what
happy.
do you do?
I'm a student. I just finished my O levels, and I will write my AS levels this year and then move to Australia, hopefully.
Okay. And did you like studying in your school?
Sorry?
Did you like studying in your school?
Yeah,
I
I
mean, in
did.
primary school?
Yeah, I did.
Did you study in the same country or in your home country?
Primary school, I studied in Sri Lanka, and then secondary school, I moved to Bangladesh.
Hmm. Did your parents encourage to study at your childhood?
Yes, a lot.
How did they do?
Even though I was the only child, I wasn't always pampered. I was always asked to maintain a routine to study. I was always sent to teachers. Teachers were brought to my house, and my mother would always ask me to study all the time. So
Okay. So, did you receive any gifts or awards for doing good in your childhood?
yes, as I remember, I got a lot of gifts from school, from teachers, and also from my parents. But from school, it's mostly small medals, certificates, and sometimes small novels for good studies. But from my parents, it's something that I've always wanted. For example, like when I was small, a bike or a laptop or something
Okay.
like that.
So, do you think these gifts or awards are important to motivate you?
Yeah, I think so because a gift, when you think you'll get a gift from your parents, you get more encouraged. Like, if I do this, then I would get that.
Okay. Do you motivate your siblings or your relatives who are younger than you?
Unfortunately, I do not have any siblings, but I encourage my relatives by, like my younger cousins, by telling them which path to choose, which teachers are good, and how to study, like in a very organized way. So yeah, I think I
Do
do.
you think motivation methods have changed over the years?
Yes, I think with how competitive this generation is when related to, like, if we talk about studies, for example, when it was our parents' time, it wasn't as competitive. Like nowadays, children go to coachings, and they're not even free to even play for 1 second. They're always studying, going to this class, that class, which motivates them. So yeah, I think so.
Do young people and old people motivate in different ways?
Uh, yes, young people can be motivated by some simple thing as a gift or a small, I don't know, even sweets, for example. But older people, they have that point in life where they get motivated by something they've always wanted to do, by a profession, by also something like a house, some property, something like that.
Well, thank you very much. Now we are moving on to the third part of the test. Here I'm going to give you a card. On the card you will find a topic and you also find some guiding questions. Based on the guiding questions, you have to prepare a talk for 1 to 2 minutes. You will have 1 minute time to take notes. Your topic is to talk about your favorite shoe. Your time starts 1 minute. You can take notes. Would you like to start now?
Yeah. So, as a person who likes fashion, I love shoes, and this shoe that I'm going to talk about, it's a Valentino shoe. It's a designer shoe, and I actually got this as a gift from my father for my birthday. Uh, it's one of my favorite shoes because how I bought it. So it was my 16th birthday just 8 months ago, and my father gave me $1,000 to do whatever I wanted to do because I don't have a lot of friends here. So it was like, do whatever you want to do. So when I bought a shoe from that money, he was very surprised. Obviously, he was like, you could have done so much things, but you bought a shoe. So it was around $990 altogether, and it the specialty about this shoe is it was limited edition and it has gold studs all over. It's pale pink and has a red sole, so it's very uncommon. Like no one goes around walking with shoes with red soles and gold studs, but I really liked it because it was so unique, and also because the designer is one of my favorite designer, Valentino, especially for shoes. I think I've always wanted one, and my parents weren't too happy about it, but then they were like, it was your birthday, so you get to do whatever you want with it. And I still love that shoe even though I barely use it.
Okay, thank you very much. So, do you think the quality of shoes has improved over the years?
Um Yeah, I think the quality has improved, but nowadays, talking about women's shoes, it's more about the style than how comfortable the shoe is, and also about the name of the shoe. Like, everyone knows a Louboutin shoe by just looking at the sole of it. If it's red color, then they know it's Louboutin. It doesn't matter if it's a good quality, it's just the name that they're after. So, but I think overall the quality has improved.
Okay, why do you think so?
Because I watched this video and I saw that back in the day people wore shoes out of really uncomfortable materials because leather and the canvas, I think that's the material that shoes are made now, wasn't that famous or found those days. So they wore shoes that were very high, for example, and wasn't the most convenient or comfortable. But now with the introduction of more materials and different textures of clothing, that it has improved.
Okay, what has made this change in shoe quality?
As I mentioned before, I think it's the introduction of many new materials with different textures, for example, fur, leather, and also, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Okay, do you think the importance of shoes has improved as a part of the entire attire?
Yes, because in my point of view, when you first look at a person, I think you look at their face and then their feet.
Okay.
So if you're wearing something really like good on your whole body, like a cloth or a top, but your shoes are just like not good, then the whole outfit becomes destroyed by that.
Okay, so what do people value more in today's world, design or material?
I think design is what is mattered most because, like, even in my point of view, even if my shoe is really tight or it's very uncomfortable, if I think the design is really nice, I would wear it anyways, even if I can't walk tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
So, why do you think this is the case?
I think it has something to do with the evolution of fashion. These days, fashion is a very bold thing all over the world, and it's also very competitive, to be honest. Like, um, for example, if your friend has this certain design and you don't have it, you feel kind of odd. So it doesn't matter which material is it. I, I think these days the only thing that matters is the design of the shoe and what name it is. Is it designer or is it something, a good brand?
Okay. How do you think this can change in the future?
I think shoes, more models of really good looking shoes should come out, but they should also be a lot more comfortable. Especially shoes are not something that's very cheap. These days shoes are very pricey. So just without just considering the design and the overall external look of it, you should also consider how comfortable the shoe is.
Okay, thank you very much. Your test is over.